I think Women's History Month is super important because I think sometimes in athletics, especially, women's sports definitely get overshadowed by men's sports because of maybe like revenue and things like that. And Women's History Month is also a great time to celebrate like all of the women in the past that have done such important things and kind of stuck their neck out and put their own like life at risk to have things today that we take for granted sometimes that are so normal to us, like being able to work and being able to attend such a prestigious university, that those things weren't available to women. And those people that made such great strides that got us our right to vote, I think we forget about them sometimes. So I think it's good to step back and reflect and think about those people and what they did and how they impact our lives today with all of the freedoms that we have as women now. Maybe it's a cliche answer, but my mom is such a strong woman that I look up to, and she raised me and my sister as a single mother growing up, and she kind of had to balance, working and providing for us and making sure that she was also there for us and raising us, and she's put us through college and made sure we've had all the opportunities that we've wanted. And I admire that even through times of like trouble in the workplace and the fact that like getting up to where she is now in her job was definitely so much harder for her because she was a woman, and sometimes in the corporate world men just women can be overshadowed by men, and so I just admire the way that she's worked her way up and kind of overcome those obstacles. I had a female coach in high school, but I did have a male coach as my head coach in club. So there's definitely some differences between having a male coach and a female coach. And we're lucky enough to have 3 female coaches on our staff, and our trainer also happens to be female. And I think that means a lot to me because it's easier to foster a connection with like another woman, because I think they just understand some of the other obstacles we have to face outside of athletics. And I think they fight for us in meetings where some of the men's teams, I think, get a little bit more of handouts just because maybe they make a little more revenue and they have a little more people coming to their games. But I think it's important to have, especially a female head coach is like a very strong leader. And I think something that's very important to me is our female head coach happens to be gay, and I also identify as gay, and that was huge for me coming to a school where I felt such a connection to my head coach, because we had so many, just like that shared experience of like being a woman, being a part of the LGBT community, and kind of being a part of like a student athlete community. So I think a lot of those roles align, and it fosters a better connection between athletes and coaches. Yeah, I think our female sports definitely have a hard time here getting as much fan engagement as, like a football game or a men's lacrosse game, where I think sometimes they just seem more exciting. We get a lot more fans in those games. And I really didn't see a change in that until our women's soccer team had played in the tournament against Monmouth at home. And it was just amazing to see like the students come out for it and just be there for a women's sport and be so excited that, one of our teams was competing like in the tournament, and that is something that hadn't happened for the soccer team in a long time. And it was really nice to see like such school pride for a sport, especially a women's sport. And I think our team does struggle with fans. And I know we have so many like supporters and family members that come out to our games, but definitely the feeling of like peers there and other student athletes is huge. And I can't say that we never have fans because I know that one of our biggest games of the season was at home versus UCal Berkeley, and the football team was coming out of practice, and they actually all came in the stands and screamed for us in the last 20 minutes of the game. And I'm not sure if they know, but that was a huge part of our win. And that was a huge part of feeling that win so well, was that we had our peers, especially male peers, that were up there screaming for us and so excited for us to win that game. Yeah, I think fans peer fans are so important in games, and I don't think that people realize that until they're on the field and they feel that support. But I definitely think there needs to be more pull in female sports for getting fans there. I think a lot of women appreciate Women's History Month, and I think it's a great time to look back and think about those people that made strides in history. But I think we kind of pushed the agenda towards the men a little bit to step back and realize that maybe it's not all equal still, and there's more to be done, and we're not finished with getting to that place of real gender equality in, you know, in academics and in athletics. And I think the most important thing is to try to get everyone on board with that message and not just the females, because I think it's easy for females to jump on board and say, yes, we want this equality, we want that, but I think without the support of, you know, our male counterparts being like, yeah, we want that for you, we want that equality, we want all of us to have those same opportunities, I think that is the real message that needs to get across.